Hi everybody, welcome to Tracy's Tuesday Talk for June 23rd,
Sure.
22nd, I don't know, it's Tuesday. 22nd?
22nd.
It's Tuesday, and I have a special guest,
Hello.
my ministry partner, Justin. Most of you who have watched the service from Sunday would know, how I call people out on that, would know that Justin is leaving us. And we're very positive about this. And but yeah, it's come suddenly, and
Certainly has.
it certainly has for you especially.
For everybody involved.
That's
Absolutely.
right. So we're going to talk a little bit later about call and how this is a call, but we do acknowledge that this announcement has come as a surprise for a lot of people, and so but this decision actually did not happen because of anything negative
Absolutely not.
between you and me,
Absolutely
or
not.
staff, or St. Thomas.
Firmly.
Everything's positive there.
Gospel. Truth.
Right, gospel of
Right
truth.
here.
We would not be lying about that. No, that's right. But it probably would be helpful if people knew what the process has been for this, because it hasn't been a quick process. Like the end of
No.
it has been quick.
Yeah. The process seems quick from the outside, but anyone who has had anything to do with the government ever would probably know that the process for any sort of government stuff is never quite that quick or never quite that simple. So I've been in the process of looking at, exploring, and actually applying to the forces now for over a year.
Yeah.
And it starts out with a paperwork process, and then it's an interview process, and then it's a security background check process. And then it's another application process, and then it's another interview process, and then it's a medical process, and then it's a physical testing process, and then there's a personality testing process, and then a whole bunch more paperwork process.
Right.
So, Tracy, you've been involved right from the early stages of the paperwork process.
Yes.
So this doesn't come as a surprise
No.
to you necessarily.
No.
But yeah, this last part of the process has been very quick in its onset and in its application. So
Yeah.
so that part is really, I'm not gonna lie, is really tough for me, because that's never how I envisioned the process sort of finishing.
Well,
but
it's not in your personality. You have too much integrity to just up and leave, right? And so this is against your grain.
it is,
Too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a challenge over this past week.
Yeah.
Because really that's what it's been. We sort of found out on Tuesday, so 1 week today, that the application process was going forward, and that there were some pretty firm deadlines, as there are sometimes in governments. So it looks like we got to sort of follow through on some of those dates. And
Otherwise,
things.
you might miss your chance too.
Right.
Right. That's the
That's
risk.
the other side of it.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Yeah. So as Justin said, I knew when you began this process, and MMP knew, select people on MMP knew, but we didn't share it with the congregation because there was no guarantee that any of this would actually come to be.
Right.
And so now that we know, it's quick. It seems quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Absolutely.
So this has been a true calling for you, right from a long time ago. Like you've told me that 6-7 years ago you have had this little inkling. This is how God works, by the way, everybody, is that this nagging kind of thought comes over and over again. So tell us about your journey about the call.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, this has been sort of on my heart and in my mind for 6 or 7 years at least, and as most of us that get called into ministry do, we sort of push it to the side and say, oh yeah, no, maybe one day, and I have always felt a deep heart and connection with folks that live their lives and dedicate their service to something bigger than themselves. Obviously, that's why I went into ministry. That's why I am in ministry. That's why one of the major reasons that drew me to St. Thomas is this community that longs for a larger impact than just what we do on Sunday mornings in people's lives and in people's hearts, and we make a difference. We truly believe that we make a difference in the world. And yet there is a subset of folks in the world that seek that same impact, that same meaning, that same longing to make the world a better place, that don't tend to be captured by or to be served by the church as it tends to exist in cities and places and towns. Folks like folks in the armed forces, folks that as society, we actually ask and train and require them to live lives that the rest of society would rather not be a part of.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's something that happens when we ask people to do that on a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday and more basis, and yet still ask them to go to things like PTA meetings and soccer practices, and to train in a certain way and in a certain lifestyle, and then stop for groceries on their way home.
Yeah.
And there's an out of syncness that happens when we ask people to live lives like that. And I believe that those folks deserve the support to reconcile some of those experiences in their training and in their vocation and in their roles in society. And I believe that as chaplains and as the wider church, we can fill some of those gaps and help support those folks in that lifestyle and in that vocation. And that's been something that's been on my heart for a long time. And again, like I said, trying to push it to the side and say, yeah, that's a really meaningful job for someone to do. And eventually, I got to the point where that someone...
God went, I think it's you.
I think that someone should be you.
Yeah.
So I did more than tiptoe my foot into that water and into
Yeah.
that pool. And lo and behold, there were some other points and some other people along the way that agreed with that saw
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And said, yes, you should look into this, you should do this. Yes, we think you're a good potential fit for that role and that vocation and that support structure for these folks. So that's what sort of led me down that path, and lo and behold, here
Yeah.
we are.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody can kind of see how this is has been a long time coming, really. And God had patience.
Right?
and now you're getting to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your last week in the office.
It is. Yeah.
But you're actually we're gonna see you at worship, like in worship,
Yep.
until the 11th.
Until the Stampede service.
Until
Yeah,
the
so
Stampede
Stampede service is the last time you'll see me on camera at St. Thomas anyway.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
think I've forgotten you though. I'm
Yeah.
around.
That's right, exactly. So the one thing that I did want to mention to everybody is that we have been partnering with Foothills United Church pretty much through the whole COVID,
Yeah.
and that will continue. So Candace and Declan are sticking around while poor Justin has to do training and boot camp and all those kinds of things. So they're going to stick around, and for the time being, nothing's going to change with our partnership with Foothills, which is great. And so you'll still see Candace and me both on Sunday mornings after the Stampede service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy about that. That makes me happy, and so
Yeah.
it'll be a nice support for both of us
You bet.
to be there for each other. Yeah. So. So I don't know if you want to add anything else, because I want to say something personally, but I've had to write it down.
That's fair.
Okay, all right. So I have a personal note for Justin, and I had to write it down because might lose it anyway. So Justin, you have been, in capital letters, the best partner I could have ever wished for. Honestly, every day you've been a blessing to me. Every day. Our partnership has been more than collegial, more than that. It's been one of true equality. We respect one another and we care for one another. I'm so grateful for you, for our talks, our creative planning, our learning from one another, our laughter has been so great, and especially for our friendship, the things that have developed into a friendship. I will miss you terribly, terribly, but I know we will always be connected and we will always stay connected. I have huge respect for you and your amazing gifts, and you have blessed me profoundly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
and,
for
and,
everything.
and absolutely the same.
Thank you.
Truly. Yeah, maybe people might not know, but Tracy and I have actually known each other for a very long time.
Very long time.
And
He was a young whippersnapper when I first met him.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Younger than now.
What has always struck me about you is not only your passion for faith, but your passion for faith to motivate people to change the reality of the world.
Oh, thank you.
Not to live into some idealized expectation, but to see in themselves the possibility to change something for the better.
Thank you.
And that as people of faith, we are absolutely necessitated to do that work.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we can't be anything else, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for all that you have taught me and showed me and challenged me to live out. And I deeply will forever appreciate
Oh, that's the microphone. Sorry, people. Yeah. We love each other. That's the bottom line. Yeah. So, okay, now that you're crying, I'm going to sign us off. So I just wish everybody a good week. Feel free to email Justin, call him with your well wishes, send him a card through the office. All those kinds of things were encouraging, greatly encouraging.
Thank you.
So we'll get them to him even after this week if things come to the office. Candace is still at the house, so we can easily forward things. So I wish everybody a great week, and know that I see you, we see you, and that you are loved. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
See ya.